Very welcome to this screencast. The topic of today's screencast is research design. Research design is a blueprint for research process aimed at answering specific research questions or testing specific. Actually, it is a roadmap that we prepare before conducting a research, and it explains what are the various steps that we have taken carefully while conducting a research so that our findings should be valid. Our research design is arrangement of conditions, collection and analysis of data in a manner that aims to combine relevance to the research purpose with economic procedure. I have highlighted uh, the keywords of the definition in red color, so just give more focus upon these keywords. So, our research design is an arrangement of conditions. So, in research, what type of conditions we are talking about? We're talking about conditions like how much time I have to take in complete the research, who are my target respondents, how I can contact my target respondents, what type of statistical tools that I have to apply according to the research objectives, for collection and analysis of data. Okay, so what type of various data collection techniques I have to apply in a manner that aims to combine relevance to the research purpose. Research purpose are nothing but the objectives of a research with economy in procedure. What do you mean by economy in procedure? Economy in procedure means the researcher can collect an analysis of data in a minimum time with minimum cost with valid findings. The main aim of research design is to plan and structure a given research in such a manner that eventual validity of findings is maximum. So, what do you mean by validity of research findings? So, in research, we can say the findings are valid if we have applied appropriate sampling technique, we have select right respondents, we have applies right statistical techniques, right scaling techniques. If we have used all these appropriate methods while conducting a research, then we can say our research findings are valid. It addresses the decisions which are taken beforehand to ensure that potential mistakes conducting a research are eliminated and simultaneously maintain the lowest possible cost. So, in this statement, what type of potential mistakes we are talking about that a researcher wants to eliminate it from his research? So, the main potential mistakes are that usually can happen: wrong sample size, wrong selection of target respondents, wrong recording of data while collection of data, inappropriate use of statistical tools. If I have to apply the regression analysis for analysis of data, but by mistake I use correlation analysis, then the whole findings will not be valid. Then my findings will comes under question and simultaneously maintain the lowest possible cost. So, what type of cost is involved in my research? The cost in terms of accessibility of the data, how I can access my data, how I can access the right instruments for conducting a research. If I have to collect the data from my target respondents and the target respondents is available after working hours or he is located more than 100 kilometers, then I have to visit to his office by covering the 100 kilometers, that it covers a lots of cost. So while collecting the data, how I can minimize my time and minimize my cost, that is the main objective of researcher also. So, what are the main ingredients of research design? The main ingredients, the main components of research designs are clear and concise research statement. The research statement must be clear and concise. By just giving a one reading of your research statement, the researcher can get an idea what I want to achieve in my research, from where and how the information should be collected, who are my target respondents, how I can contact them, okay, and how I can collect the data from those respondents. What constraints might be faced by the researcher? We have already discussed. The main constraint for the researcher are time, money, location, accessibility of the data. So this is a big challenge for every researcher that he has to complete his research in a minimum time. Like he has to complete the research in 2 years or in 3 years with minimum monetary cost involved, and how I can get the data easily accessible. What type of databases are available? If database is not available in my own campus, then how I can get the data from databases that are available in other campuses? Whether I have to go visit those campus, or I can contact with someone who can give me accessibility of the data on my request. Which sampling technique should be used? There are many sampling techniques: probability sampling, non-probability sampling. Which is more appropriate for my research objectives? Which data collection technique should be used? Whether I have to collect the data by designing a questionnaire, or I have to conduct some face-to-face interview, I have to go for survey. So it depends upon the research objectives and the target respondents. So which data analysis technique will be appropriate? So we cannot apply all the statistical techniques on all the objectives. So according to the research, nature of the research objectives, I have to finalize which technique will be more whether I have to apply correlation analysis, whether I have to apply the regression analysis, whether I have to go for factor analysis or structure equation modeling, or panel data, time series data. So according to the nature of objective and the nature of data, I will apply the data analysis technique. So what are the main importance of research design? Why we call it as a backbone of a research? Research design helps in minimizing inaccuracy of research process. When we finalizing the research design, we can easily get an idea that how we can eliminate or minimize the potential inaccuracy of our research process, maximizing validity and reliability of research finding. If I will apply the appropriate statistical technique, I will select the appropriate target respondents, I will use the appropriate data collection methods, then the findings, the validity of the findings will be maximum, eliminating biasness and other probable errors, that I can eliminate the biasness while using the good sampling technique, collecting relevant research material in minimum time, testing of hypothesis. So how I can research design helps in testing the hypothesis by selecting the appropriate statistical technique. So what are the various types of research design? Research designs are basically two types. It is conclusive research and exploratory research. Further, conclusive research can be categorized into two types. One is descriptive and causal. The descriptive research is further categorized as cross-sectional research and longitudinal research. And further, the cross-sectional research is can be categorized into single cross-section and multi cross-section. So the type of research design is a not part of this screencast. We will discuss in detail all different type of research design in our next video. In this video, we have covered what are the research design, the main ingredients of the research design, and what is the significance of our research. I hope I am able to answer your all questions regarding the research design. Thank you all. Have a nice day.